What's going on, family? Check it out, check it out. It's a Tuesday, all right? And we back in the building. It's your boys with another Cigars and Conversation from a puff a minute. I'm your man, Cigar Mick.
It's Cigar Banker. What's good, people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I stress that it's a Tuesday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because now it's like people don't know when they're going to find us, right? It's like hit or miss or whatnot, bro. So, which is cool, though, because we just want y'all to know, man, that you got to stay plugged in. You know what I'm saying? You got to wait for it to say a puff a minute is going live so you can jump on there and see what's going down. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? For y'all other ones on the other camera are YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always know. As long as you click that bell, whenever we post it up, it's going to notify you, right?
Absolutely.
So let's do what we do, family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A minute since I had you to sit down and smoke with.
Hey, you say that it was a Tuesday, right? But that don't mean Mick ain't been working, right? A puff a minute busy. A puff a minute always busy. So we always trying to throw some good content at you, but like I said, we ain't gonna get too much into it.
Let me say this, they can look at us right now and see which one of us be working. you know, this dude closing big deals and whatnot, $1 million deals and whatnot. I look like I just walked the dog. So
I'm serving my community, bro. I gotta put on a tie when I gotta serve, right? That's a weird thing about life, how to transition.
But running, family, what you smoking?
Yeah, brother. So blessings from my boy right here.
My man.
Mick gave me this conscious cigars for my birthday. That's right. The banker had a birthday last week.
Sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, got blessings from Mick. Gave me this conscious cigars. So this is like the full trifecta of cigars, right?
Yeah,
you got the Habano wrapper, the Ecuadorian Habano, excuse me, the Nicaraguan filler, Nicaraguan binder. I'm like, this is like the trifecta of cigar, black-owned cigar company, and a Lancero.
Yes.
And we talked about this before, but I'm gonna mention on camera. Nobody comes out the gate with a damn Lancero.
Thank you, bro.
Everybody in the world knows how hard it is and how difficult it is of a process to have quality control when it comes to a Lancero.
Run it.
And bruh, on point, on point. I've enjoyed. This is probably the third time I've tried them now.
Yeah.
On point, on point.
Shout out to KB, man. Conscious Cigars, brother. You got a winner right there, family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard it first here on the Puff a Minute. That is a winner. Right, so go find that stick, man, for real. So today, man, I'm doing something a little different. Another cat who I highly, highly, highly respect in this cigar game. One of my favorite cigar makers. You know what I'm saying? My boy, your boy, Mr. Nick Melillo.
Yes.
I don't want to mess up my man's name while I'm live and whatnot. Nick Melillo. Yes. Foundation Cigars, right? This is that High Clear Castle, man. It's a petite Maduro right here on the High Clear Castle. Excellent stick, man. You know, again, Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. The binder on this one is actually Brazilian. You know, but then it's Nicaraguan fillers, right? So again, another fine stick, man. I don't, say enough about this brand, man. But Nick is one of the most genuine people that you will meet in this industry, bro.
Absolutely.
Anytime when I run into him, man, it's always a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to VIPD, man. I see you out there, bro. Shout out to you, man. So yeah, so that's what's going on with that today, bro.
The first time we met him when he came to Big Smoke, bro, he showed us nothing but love. And then we caught him the year after that at TPE. I think it was TPE or it might have been PCA, one of them. But anyway, we caught him the year after that, bro, nothing but love. And every time we see him, nothing but love.
All the time,
for a puff a minute, absolutely.
Every time you see us, bro, it's just like, yo, y'all take this, take this, take this. You know what I'm saying? So good dude all the way around, man, all the way around. So, bro, let's chop it up, man. I mean, it's been a while since me and you actually had the opportunity to sit down. I left my coffee way the heck up over there, so I'm gonna sit here and watch you sip yours. I just looked up for my coffee and it was gone. So, but it's all good, man. But today, also being Tuesday, right? This is, what some might refer to as Trump Indictment Day. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, come on, what's the take on this, bro? I mean, we got to come out the gate with this because it's kind of like, it's going to dominate the news cycle all day today, so we might as well get a head start on it.
We say 56 charges yesterday in the indictment. I think it was 56 total charges in the full indictment. So it was funny, right? We had all these commentators and the pundits on the news. They was coming out with all this commentary without having the full indictment out. And not really understanding the scope of the charges. So now I think that that the full indictment's been released. Like I said, I want to say, don't quote me on it, but I heard it was like 56 charges in the indictment.
Wow,
but it's all related to this campaign situation, right?
Campaign
finances, and we all know how that goes, right? Because how many people we seen taken down, even at the local level, for campaign finance issues? Now we're talking about the presidency, right? The presidency of the United States, and having those campaign indictment issues around the campaign finances or what have you. But man, it's the first president that's ever been indicted after being president ever. Ever.
He's also the first president to, you know, run for president again. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of firsts in this movie.
It is.
You know so, it is. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a, I don't know if it's shocking as much as it was a lot of people waiting when it was going to happen. But I think at the same time, too, a lot of people are saying, what happened to all the other charges? What happened to all the other cases y'all mentioned? Why is he not indicted on those cases out of New York, out of Washington, D.C., you know, stealing documents and things of that nature? It's like, why did all those indictments come? And my take on it was, we got to go after the low-hanging fruit, right? It's like, get the low-hanging fruit. Let's figure out what we can wrap around this. And I feel like it's going to just parlay into something extra.
I think you're right on that. I also think it might be a strategic error, right, to not go out after him for the, you know, the bigger charges, the bigger cases first, right? I mean, this whole, you know, paying off, you know, Stormy Daniels, man, the porn star and all of that type of stuff, you know, I mean, it's been done. You know, there's hush money's been paid out before. You know, they did the same thing with John Edwards some year, only there was a baby involved in that case, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the whole thing was a mistrial, right? It got dismissed. Probably gonna happen. But what's happening right now is you are like fueling his base. And Trump, man, is the master puppeteer. He's using this for publicity. He's using this, you know what I'm saying, to fire up his base. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, you know, before these charges were set out, you know, everybody was looking at the other cat, DeSantis, you know what I'm saying, that's probably being the front runner. But now, you know, the Republicans will be like, no, we wouldn't vote for DeSantis over Trump, right? So he's firing up his base, man. I think they say since the indictment, he's raised over $7 billion or something else, man. Who knows, right? I'm saying with a B, bro. I don't know. But at the end of the day, man, it's huge, you know? The other cases, man, when you look at the 2 federal cases, right, the January 6th inciting, right, his involvement in that. Then there's another the federal case with the documents, you know, that he took from the White House. When you look at the other state case in Georgia, you know, for, you know, trying to influence the election down there. I mean, they got him on tape, bro. You know, like, yo, I need you to find me some more votes.
I need you to find me.
You know, trying to do that. When you look, that stuff is far more damaging at the end of the day. But my question really is, like, if this had been anybody else, right, that had this much of a question mark over their head, would you consider voting for them for the presidency?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but for some reason, you know, his base, they digging deeper, man. You know, and that's the part that I can't understand. Like, one of these things on his own, but when you got 4 or 5 major, you know, question marks that's going down, man. Now it's like, okay, what are people looking at? What are they thinking right now?
And perception is everything, right? When he ran against Hillary, what did he beat her on? It was just based on perception. Not necessarily that she committed an actual crime. It was like, we're going to make her look like a criminal. We're going to make her look like she's incompetent. We're going to make her look like she got a bad record. We're going to make it look that way, whether it's true or not. That's what we're going to do. So perception is everything. Trump is the king of perception. You can't dictate who he is. He telling you who he is. He telling you what he did.
Carnival barking, bro. Like, real talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? We love the show. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, fam. But enough of that. I just wanted to say that because of what's going on today. He's supposed to get indicted sometime this afternoon. He'll get fingerprinted. You know what I'm saying, in charge formally. Then he's going to go back down to Mar-a-Lago and give a speech, right? That'll be interesting. Trust me, bro. All right, because he's saying that this is all politically motivated. And there may be some truth to that, but, you know, at the end of the day, you got 4 or 5 charges, bro. You know?
Yeah, he got charges he got to answer to.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's talk about, man. Now, see, I'm not really good at these names, man, but what's my girl name, man, from LSU?
Ali Reese.
Ali Reese.
Yes.
Is that the day? Okay. Man, are they trying to, like, really mess her over in the media or what right now, fam?
that it's so biased, right? It's so split down the middle. It's like, okay, you can have one player out here. I forget the girl's first name, last name is Clark, but you have her,
Caitlin Clark.
She comes out here, puts up 41, 6 rebounds, like what, 8 assists or something in the game. Right, she sit here doing the John Cena, you can't see me. Right, and it's like, okay, now the other young lady does it from LSU, Miss Reese, and she comes out and says, okay, now you can't see me. Exactly. And everybody took it to heart. And I was like, she's a passionate player. She was passionate about the game, but she never did it in the games, right? In the games they lost, she took her L and went home and said, I'm coming back. I'm going to be better. Thank you. But now you got Clark out here talking about, oh, she ran me down and blah, blah, blah. I was like, come on, man. I was
Classic, bro.
Oh, my God.
Classic, man. Come on, man. I'm like, yo, and like literally, bro, they are stringing this sister up in the media, man. I'm sitting back like, this is crazy because it's a sport, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trash talking is part of the sport. And again, when she did it, nobody even noticed it. Like, people were shocked. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When they went back and dug up, you know, the footage from the South Carolina game when the Clark girl was doing it. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like my man Malcolm X said, chickens come home to roost. Yeah. Sometimes they come back to roost on you, right? So, I mean, it's crazy, bro. But, you know, and then somebody was like, well, there's never been that type of poor sportsmanship before in the name of sports. I'm sitting back like, wait a minute. Do you not remember that Stephon Curry was doing the ring thing in the playoffs last year? Remember that?
You get AI like that was
AI stepping over cats.
Come on, man. Teron Lue never gonna live that down. Exactly. He had to go to a locker room at one of the, I can't remember what team he visited, but he had to discuss that in the locker room with the kids because he was that dude in the video getting stepped over. It's like, come on now, you gonna tell me it's never happened before? Get out of here.
You know, but get out of here. You know what I'm saying? When we doing it to each other, you know what I'm saying, it's fine. You see what I'm saying?
But I'll tell you
a different story.
One of my favorite women basketball players, Diana Taurasi. Diana Taurasi gave no F's about nothing, bro. And she was one of the most tenacious players. She always played with a lot of heart. And she would do stuff like that. She'll throw an elbow at you and everything in a minute. And I was like, now you saying, okay, this young lady can't do that same. She can't have that same passion on the floor, on the court. It's like, come on. And she playing a big. She down there banging. It's like
center. That center for Iowa, bro, was like, man, that was a big girl, bro, and she was throwing elbows on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back and they're not calling it. I'm like, the referees, man, during that game was ridiculous, man. But she was throwing some blows, bro.
They let them play in that game for sure. They definitely tried not to be in the middle or in the mix of the game and making it about the refs or what the refs was doing. But at the same time, you said the narrative is terrible. It's terrible, man. You don't want to take it all the way back, but how many times have we seen that play out in history, right? Where they say, okay, more black people in prison than they are in college. Or it's more black people on welfare than white people. It's like, do you want to really integrate them kind of narratives? Not really. You don't want to take it to that extreme, but it sounds similar, right? It has those similar vibes to it.
Exactly. So, you know, and again, a lot, like you said, a lot of that is like the media and perception, you know what I'm saying? So again, you know, that's what it does, man. That's what it does. Shout out to my man Zohar from ZR Cigars, man. I see he jumped on, man. What's happening, Z? All right. So what else is going down, fam? I mean, it's been a minute, man. I know there's like a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying, that you and I could chop it up about, bro. Yeah. But you know, it's crazy right now.
Yeah, it's a crazy time, man. I was just having a discussion with my big brother. I was like, it's a weird time we living in, man. When you start putting everything together, right? The economy, what's going on, and I'll be the one to kind of bring it up. What's going on with people's rights right now? You know, you start talking about LGBTQ. You start talking about, then we had the Nashville shooting. It's like all these different things in the combination of where the world is. We in a weird place, man. And I'll tell you real quick, because we didn't even get a chance to chop it up that much about it, but you know, my daughter had an active shooter situation at her school.
That's right.
And you know, you always trying to figure out why, what happened, what's going on. I just think it's the state of the world, man. Just people not able to deal with the stresses of life and anxieties and things like that just go on a normal basis. And now here we are where you're talking about people have to fight for normal everyday rights. And then you got like you said, the carnival barker up here basically telling everybody what to believe, and they really buying into that narrative. narrative, that's like it's a crazy state of mind. It's like people are having so much trouble just being themselves and making up their own mind and making their own decisions about things. It's a weird time, man.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is. You know, and you look at that, right? So, I mean, what took place, you know, with that last school shooting and what have you, man, like that could have been prevented. Right? I mean, they had so much information beforehand that this, you know, young lady, you know, was suffering, you know, from mental illness and all of that type of stuff. It goes unchecked until it's too late. Yeah. You know, it's a shame, fam. It really is, man. And again, the state of the world, man, not just in the United States right now, the state of the world. You mentioned economy a second ago, bro. Banks are failing. Like it's crazy. I was looking at a report. Maybe it was early last week or something. I think I mentioned it to you that, you know, I think it was Russia switched over, man, from, you know, being pegged to the U.S. dollar, right, with the rupee, whatever the heck it is, and now they're back. They're pegged to the Chinese yuan, right? And now they're saying that Saudi Arabia is thinking about doing the same thing. The only thing that really has kept the U.S. on top, you know, as a financial power, right, as an economic power in the world, was that everybody was pegged to the U.S. dollar, and you could not buy oil unless you were buying it in U.S. dollars. If Saudi Arabia switches to the Chinese yuan, bro, it's gonna flip everything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And you think people are running on banks now? Oh yeah, Silicon Valley, man, it's gonna get crazy.
And so, and when you start looking at these banks that failed, that's because the treasuries they invested in weren't worth anything. They basically flip flopped and had an inversion rate. But at the same time, it's like, okay, now you talking about, okay, one, you knew our dollar wasn't worth nothing. Yeah. But now you saying treasury, you talking about future money is not worth anything. Yeah. So they're saying people aren't even buying into the future of the economy of the U.S. Right. We was already in dire straits because we keep importing more than we export. Yeah, we got a lopsided balance when it comes to our now I can't think of the term, but anyway, we got a lopsided balance with that. But I'm like, okay, now where do we go from here? Now that you got countries saying they're not going to peg us as their form of currency, right? Yeah. So you said Russia, Ghana did it. It's African countries now doing it, and African countries, they produce goods. Exactly. And if they ever find a way to own those goods versus keep shipping everything out and having other people come in and strip them of those different goods and things, we in trouble, man. Exactly. Because Africa is that nation that's about to blow up. Exactly. Because they actually manufacture and make stuff. Right. Yeah. We have I know several prominent black business owners that said, I'm going to Africa. Yeah. Open corn factories and open canning factories in Africa. Right, right, yeah. Yeah, I remember I had some dude that told me, man, one time that telling me like when he was a child, man, he remembers when they can go out, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, maybe pick some fruit off the tree or whatever. I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna say pineapples. I don't know if they grow pineapples in Africa, but I'm gonna use pineapples as an example, right? And he said they would go out and they would pick it, bro, and they'd be able to eat the fruit fresh, right? So then he said, but after, you know, with the UK and everything like that, when they started taking over all the industries, now they can't even get the fresh. Now they have to pick it, you know, take it to the cannery, you know what I'm saying? They can it, ship it over there, and then when they ship it back, now they're paying 3 times as much for it. Right, then when it was grown there naturally, right? Yep. I'm just like, you know, economies of scale, bro. But it's just crazy, you know. So the way that they set that up. But to your point, fractional banking, you know, in the United States, you know, these other world currencies, right? That's coming up on the scene right now. Yeah, it makes you wonder, you know what I'm saying, what's going to happen, man? Because again, what if the U.S. dollar, you know, today, which is not as valued as much as it was back in the 70s when it was a gold standard, right? A dollar was worth $1 worth of gold, right? But now it's not, right? So in everything. So now if it's not worth, if your dollar, like for instance, might be your time. I remember I can go to White Castle, right, and I can get a cheeseburger for 15 cents. Now that same cheeseburger is gonna cost you like $2.35 or so, right? Whatever the case is, right? Imagine when that same cheeseburger is going to cost you, you know, $25 or $30 or whatever, because it's the same cheeseburger. You see what I'm saying? But the value of the dollar keeps dropping, right? So now you're buying less and less with it, and that's the part that really concerns me, man. Like, where do we go from here? Well, I look at it this way, right? There's still value in 2 things, right? There's value in land. So the U.S. still has plentiful land. We have land that's fertile. We have land that we can prosper off of and that sort of thing. Then the other part of that is these companies actually have value, right? Yeah. So even when you look at a Facebook or a Microsoft, they don't really produce a good all the time, right? They have services, and you know they built off of services. Now even Microsoft, they got Microsoft 360 and technologies and things of that nature. But because that technology and that intellectual property has value, that's what's holding us up right now. So many valuable...
Holding us up or holding those companies up? I mean, how does that trickle down?
If they wanted to, they could become their own countries. In reality, I mean, many of these companies are worth more than most countries are in the world, right? But they're based here in the U.S., and they've decided to buy into our economy, buy into our structure and our laws and things of that nature. So as long as that continues to happen, we have some validity, right? We got some viability, because what China, what Russia can't say is that they don't produce services that run the world. But we have those here based out of the U.S. Things like Tesla. I mean, those are what's kind of holding us up. But until we start figuring out how to own more processes here in the U.S., we're going to struggle. We're going to continue to struggle. And I get it. It's expensive to manufacture. It's expensive to use that land for one purpose and another, right? You have those opportunity costs. But at the same time, we got to find a way to own more of what we do here, just like Africa, right? Africa don't own hardly anything that they produce. Just like you gave the example of the pineapple. And I've heard that story so many times, where they literally will pick the fruit, go and have to can it or get it processed somewhere, and pay a 3-time markup, sometimes more than that, 50, sometimes
depending on what part of the country you live in, right? If you live inland, if you're not close to a port city, right, you paying even more.
And you can't go fish, you can't grow. It's nothing in Africa. At least here we still allow that kind of stuff to happen, right? If people wanted to, they could create their own economies of scale. They say, I want to own a farm, I want to own a little small plot of land and have goats or whatever else. But in some countries you can't do that. But at least we have that bit of sovereignty, right, where we can go and do certain things of that nature. But until we start owning more here, we're gonna be in trouble.
Exactly. Hey, bro, I'm gonna go back to NCAA basketball for a second.
Okay.
All right. What do you think about the tournament this year, man? Shout out to UConn, man. You know what I'm saying? They took it home yesterday and everything, bro. But I mean, what are you seeing that's happening right now? Because I know what I'm seeing.
Bro, I've never seen a tournament play out this way. I've never seen a team walk through an entire tournament. I don't even know if they really broke a sweat, bro. I think the last game, one of their star players for UConn, he got in like early foul trouble. I think they said in real time he had sat on the bench for like an hour, but it was like 16, 17 minutes in TV time, whatever, right? But he had sat on the bench for an hour. Came in the game, they still won by double digits, right? I'm like, how is this possible that a team just walked through the tournament? And you got all these teams just popping up that nobody ever even put in the mix, right? Florida Atlantic, like come on now. UConn had their time, right? They had a lot of great teams, the Shane Battiers, the all these different cats. They had their Boozers. They had a lot of
Carmelo,
good teams. Had a lot of good teams.
My fault.
But they had a lot of good teams right back in the day. But for them to kind of have a resurgence, even, it's been awkward, because you got to think the Big East ain't been worth nothing. And then you got teams like, the thing that always cracked me up, now you got football schools that's balling. You got SEC teams that's viable basketball programs. Auburn, Alabama. These cats popping up on the scene outside of just Kentucky. And Kentucky's fine with the one and done model and said, you come here, play, I'm going to get you an NBA contract. And so it's like basketball is in a weird state, man, because now you got all these players that the talent pool is so limited, but they just transferring them around to different schools and stuff. It's crazy.
See, that's the part that I wanted to get into, right? It's because of the transfer portal. You know what I'm saying? That transfer portal has changed the game, bro. You know, so now you got all of these, because it used to be, like you said, you had your stable schools, you know what I'm saying, that everybody wanted to go to, because that's the schools that you was going to get that shine from. You know, you want to go to Duke, you wanted to go to Kentucky or Kansas or whatever the case was, right? But now all of these kids are getting to these schools, man, and they're not, feeling what the program is, and they're transferring to Florida Atlantic, you know what I'm saying, or what have you. And these other smaller programs are building these super teams as well, because they're sitting there and picking up all these players out of the portal. And I mean, I heard that now that they even starting to rank these guys in the portal. You know, so now
who's the best transfer?
Who's the number one? Yeah, who's the number one kid that's in the portal that we can go after right now?
Not recruit.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. It changed the whole recruiting. So that's why you got all of these other teams, man. Because again, I was shocked. You know, to see some of these like major programs go out so early, man. Like it like blew me away. You know what I mean?
I was too, because there were certain schools where, like, say, I loved Alabama in the tournament. I thought they was a real athletic team. I liked Arkansas. There were a few teams, man. I was surprised to see them get bounced. Gonzaga, you know, and these were like staple programs that were built off of we just gonna recruit, especially Gonzaga. They well known for recruiting and recruiting very well, and getting those kids that was kind of unsung and whatever. They may be 3 and 4 stars, where like Kentucky trying to get every 5-star they can get, right? So it's like, but now you start talking about this transfer portal, and you getting ranked in the portal, and now you talking about the kids coming out of high school got even less opportunities because you got kids transferring from one program to another. And like you said, if I get recruited by Kentucky and I'm the 5th man on the bench, I might as well say I go in the portal as a 4-star, and I know I got 100 offers in the portal.
Exactly. That's what's changing the game right now, bro. Real talk. It's incredible. You know?
It's making it interesting, man. And then now you got the thing now where these kids are getting valuations on how much money they can bring in. You know, I think LeBron's son, Bronny, got what, like a $7 million valuation? Yeah, he got like a $7 million valuation or something. And I was like, dang, to think as a kid, 18 years old, 19 years old, you're going to make $7 million without being in a professional sports league. You're going to be playing at the college level. You know, or if he goes overseas, who knows what he's going to do. But at the same time, to make that kind of money, it's unheard of. And that's going to change the landscape even more, because I think what's going to happen, you're going to have more kids that say, I'll go to the G League. I'll just go to the G League. I ain't want a degree anyway. And especially if you're talking about, you know, the traditional kids that get recruited, they come from hard circumstances. But we got a good mix now, man. We got a lot of legacy in the league. You got a lot of legacy in college basketball now, where my dad, my uncle, my grandfather was in the league or something like that. So now these kids are growing up and they going to the league. So that's even a whole nother conversation, man. That's even messing up the dynamic even more.
Even more, man. It's making it even harder for these other kids, man. That don't have that connection. You know? But speaking of connection, shout out to Dan Hurley.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Dan Hurley, Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what's up, bro. But yeah, fam. Look, man, like I said, we covered a lot of territory in a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just good to sit down again, man, just to chop it up, bro. Like I said, we never know what we're going to talk about until we sit down. You know, but definitely I want to shout out my man, Stogie Man JB. Down in Arizona, man. That's my man. We kind of chop it up every morning. That brother smokes about like 12, 13 cigars a day. You know what I'm saying? He a real G with it. You know? But he always posting up what he's smoking, man. So yeah, shout out to him.
We just connected on Instagram, so shout out Stogie.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, fam. Well, other than that, man, I think we shut this one down. You know, let you get back in the office.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Do what you do.
Hey, but we appreciate y'all. Like I said, Mick, we out here on a Tuesday. We on a Tuesday, Turn Up Tuesday. Jaron got his Cash Money card getting on, you know we do. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the love y'all continue to show us. Like I said, me and Mick do this for the passion of it, man. We do it for the passion. We love bringing y'all the content. We love sitting down and chopping it up with each other. But absolutely, continue to show us that love on Instagram. Make sure to like, share, comment. We don't get enough interaction. Please interact with us on Instagram for sure. That's definitely the easiest way. But of course on YouTube as well. That's where we keep the warehouse of everything, man. That's the library. You can go look up what we was doing 5 years ago, or 4-5 years ago now.
For real,
man. You can go back and check us out from way back then, and always click the bell link so you get the notification when we post up something new. And don't forget, man, the podcast. We on all podcast platforms with Apple, Pandora, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at. Put us in your earphones, man. Put us in the radio while you're in the car, and listen up, man. That's where we at.
That part right there. Nothing else for me to say, man. That part right there. That's what's up, man. That's why I miss you, bro.
He groomed me well, right? Cigar Banker came a long way.
But that's what we're right there. All right, family. Y'all know what it is, man. Like I said, man, it's been another Cigars and Conversation with a Puff a Minute. We appreciate y'all. Keep joining us, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back. I don't know. I like this bi-weekly thing. thing right now. It's been every 2 weeks right now so far, bro. But I mean, we're gonna keep, you know, tweaking and messing with this thing until we figure it out, man. Find out what y'all responding to the most, man. But again, if you got any suggestions, man, if you got a topic you want to hear us talk about, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that, hit us in the DM, man. Slide up in them DMs, man. Let us know what you're thinking, all right? That's what it is right there. Until next time, I'm your man, Cigar Mick.
It's Cigar Banker.
And we out of here, y'all. Peace.